Nations do better when they are able to self-evaluate and address identified issues that hitherto had contributed to slow or underdevelopment, especially when it borders on standard of living for her citizenry. The youths of a nation are a strong force whose energy must be appropriately harnessed to forestall restfulness and engender meaningful growth. The government of Nigeria has shown great commitment in this regard. For just under a decade, assistance has been given to the youth, indigent and internally displaced people in Nigeria by the federal government through the Youth Employment and Social Support Operations Program, Yesso. The program is World Bank assisted and was expanded from a youth empowerment program to also assist internally displaced persons, victims of the insurgency in the northeastern part of the country, as well as the aged and disabled. At inception, the Youth Employment and Social Support Operations Program operated under the Federal Ministry of Finance, but in view of its social welfare mandate, Yesso has found a home in the recently created Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. This ministry midwives all social welfare and investment programs, and Yesso's functions align with this.
I can say that the Yesso program has been a success story. It has been able to deliver on its mandate. In fact, it has surpassed its set targets. It has brought about improvement in the social safety net systems. And Yesso has also been, has pioneered the establishment of the social register using the community-based approach, which is one of the best approach in targeting poor and vulnerables in the communities.
The program has 4 components, 1 administrative and 3 operational, all of which have had tremendous impact on the beneficiaries in all the participating states.
We have also seen beneficiaries opening kiosks in their communities that didn't even have such kiosks before they started receiving stipends. We have seen cases of gang leader, being transformed, and becoming owner of a small business after the Skills for Job support. These are some of the products from some of our beneficiaries that have learned skills and have established their businesses.
For effective implementation of programs that border on community development and empowerment, empirical data is of great value. The backbone of Yesso is its unified social register, which seeks to collect data on those requiring assistance and then keeping tabs on those who have received assistance. There are 3,674,522 individuals on the single register, covering 874,674 households.
What SOCU does, we work with our planning commission, that is the first stage, to identify which local government will go in first. We'll be guided by the planning commission using the poverty map of the state. Now, once we identify the local governments we are going into, this is communicated to the chairman of the various local governments. And once the chairman communicated, a date will be fixed where a stakeholders meeting will be arranged with them.
Da farko a wannan community a Jata na yi godiya sosai game da alherin da mun samu a wannan Yesso. Da ba mu da community, ba mu haɗin kai, amma wannan kungiya ta shigo ya ba mu haɗin kai. Mun yana yada da juna, muna gyara gidajenmu. Da cizon sauro yara muna kai asibiti kowane lokaci, amma yanzu babu. Bayan haka makarantu qualification namu ya siya a secondary ne, amma yanzu muna da yara 4-5 wanda suna da NCE a wannan kauye game da wannan program na Yesso. Godiya a gare mu ba ta da iyaka.
Muna godiya game da wannan program na Yesso. Lokacin da ba fara wannan program ba, muna shan wahala sosai. community na Ajata muna ce muku mun gode domin lokacin da ba mu samu wannan kudade ba ba mu iya mun san yanda ana awo a gwada a kasuwa ba mun samu wannan kudi muna shiga kasuwa muna samu kudin maji muna ce muku mun gode.
The three operational components of Yesso are the Skills for Jobs, S4J, the Public Workfare, PWF, and the Targeted Grant Transfer, TGT. 17 states are participating in the Yesso Skills for Job component. Participating states are Adamawa, Ekiti, Sokoto, Taraba, Niger, Bauchi, Kogi, Borno, Ondo, Gombe, Oyo, Kwara, Osun, Cross River, Yobe, Abia, Kebbi. The key focus of this component is skills building and apprenticeship for beneficiaries who have some form of education. Beneficiaries are either youth or women. The time frame for apprenticeship or training is 9 months, during which beneficiaries get a monthly allowance of 7,500 naira. This component is managed by the National Directorate of Employment in partnership with state governments and private sector, whose part is to provide the very key function of mentorship.
Well, if you look at what the situation we are in this country, by the time you have over 28,000 young men and women that were trained in various trades with payment of 7,500 naira on a monthly basis, kept in a place, being fed, all their responsibilities is being handled by this program. They are very grateful, more especially if you look at the number of states that are involved. We are talking over 17 states that cover these 28,000 young men and women that participate. So the response is good, because hardly for any program in this country, even the one that we're doing directly under NDE, for you to be trained, kept in a place, to be fed 3 times in a day, and for you to have a stipend payment of 7,500 is quite big. And they are very, very grateful as far as this program is concerned. It has a positive impact, mainly to our vulnerable, unemployed youths. So the impact is very, very positive.
The Skills for Jobs support 4 major sets of activities: training, particularly for life skills, sector-specific skills, and entrepreneurial skills; internship or apprenticeship with private and public sector agencies; provision of stipends to beneficiaries; and tracking of participants through a robust monitoring and evaluation M&E system. About 30,000 youths nationwide have benefited from the S4J.
It has enabled the beneficiary to acquire skills for life. Nobody can take what they have acquired from them. And they have also learned that with little resources, they can start their own businesses while waiting for larger one. And when the larger one comes, it will enable them to expand their businesses eventually. Their attitude to life has changed as a result of the skills that have been impacted on them. They now have positive, attitude to life. Majority of them, they have self-esteem, value reorientation. They are more focused now that they have acquired the skills for job training for 9 good months.
Kótó di pé a bẹ̀rẹ̀ láì bí kí n máa wá iṣẹ́ káàkiri nígbà tí mo dé tí wọ́n fún mi ní àǹfààní láti ló jẹ́ kí n láti di ọ̀gá ara tèmi náà tí òfin jẹ́ kí èmi náà máa wò ju kí n tó jẹun.
Wannan aiki ne Yesso da muke yi gaskiya mun yi farin cikin samun shi saboda a kudin Yesso dalilin wannan abun na dan samu na sai modern machine shine wannan
program din nan muna godiyawa gimbiya da ta taso daga Abuja domin zuwa ta sa idanta akan abubuwan da ake koya mana, kuma alhamdulillah mu mun da attention nan akan abin da ake koya mana very well. And then kuma muna godiya ga baba mai bulala ganin yanayin yadda ya tashi tukuru da muzu yake sa ido akan mu yadda ka san ƴaƴan cikin sa. Baya ga nan mu anan mun san mu ƴan kauyuka ne daban-daban.
Yesso maximizes partnerships by harnessing training facilities of government agencies, or partnerships with the private sector to ensure effective and qualitative training. States are also aligning with this vision and run their own state-led S4J programs.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ mi ò lè rí àti ra cutting machine tẹ́lẹ̀. Ìgbà tí mo rí owó ìgbà, mo fi guide ẹjọ́, mo fi kún owó Yesso yìí ló tó fi ràn mí lọ́wọ́, mo fi ra cutting machine yìí.
Ṣé mi kékeré rò? Mo máa wà mí yẹn. Ìwà máa pa pọ̀ èsì pé kọ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀dọ̀ yìí ní kàmínà business.
Under the public workfare program, life skill training is given to beneficiaries as well as technical advisory services. The objective of the public workfare program is to support the participating state governments put in place an effective and efficient mechanism to provide immediate labor-intensive work opportunities for unskilled youth from poor and vulnerable households.
It's for the youth that are between 18 and 35 years, mainly that are unable to further their education, the dropouts, they have nothing to do, and they are from poor and vulnerable house. And as we can see, this set of youth are those people that constitute nuisance in the town. But with the advent of this program, we have over 10,000 of them participating in this program. This reduces the issue of thuggery in town. They see themselves as somebody who is relevant in the society, and most of the people that engage in it are very happy.
This payment did a lot of things to my life because it helps me to further my education because I'm an orphan. This payment helped me a lot. I furthered my education and now I further my business again.
It has helped me, and I also thank the government very well. First thing they did to me is that they have given us a better life, food to eat. We can't even afford a 3 meal in a day, but now we can afford. And the second thing they did to me, I had used the Yesso money to learn work, and I also use it to buy sewing machine.
Just over 240,000 beneficiaries benefited from the public workfare program in 16 states. This has a very viable snowball effect, as the trained beneficiaries now have a better employability index, and some have transformed into employers of labor, thereby helping to close the employment gap. Train 1, employ 10s.
The public workfare has succeeded in creating rural jobs. And as I speak, through the public workfare of Kogi State program of Yesso, we have been able to create rural jobs not less than 25,000 beneficiaries of public workfare in Kogi State. Because people have been captured in the formal sector through their BVN and biometric capture, and the resources are transferred to them seamlessly. This has improved the financial inclusion of the state, and it has impacted significantly on the life of the people through their financial capacity, consumption, and livelihoods.
The targeted grant transfer is part of efforts to mitigate the devastating effects of insurgency activities in the northeast of Nigeria. It is aimed at providing succor to internally displaced persons, IDPs, who have lost their homes and means of livelihood. The TGT is for increased consumption, improved livelihoods, and human capital development. This component has helped the IDPs and covers aid for livelihood through relocation back to their original homes if so desired. A holistic approach indeed.
All the states in the Northeast were supported to put proper comprehensive documentation of the IDPs. We call it the Unified Register of Beneficiaries. Information or the database contains biodata of all the members of the households in IDP camps, both formal and informal, and also in host communities. This information can be used as a planning tool by other agencies that so wish to support the IDPs.
The targeted grant transfer mined from our register number of beneficiaries that were incorporated into their payment. About 78,000 beneficiaries benefited from the TGT grant.
Under the targeted grant transfer is the special grant transfer. This is for the elderly, over 65 years, and the disabled.
When you move down to the communities, you will find so many people that have been abandoned. Their children have moved to the cities, to the towns, looking for means of a survival. And this one has come as a succor to them.
A sosai ya canza rayuwata sosai da sosai. Don ba abin da yake bata mun rai a lokacin akan rashin karatu. Gashi ba zan iya karatu a cikin mutane masu lafiya ba, sannan wanda muka karatu da su duka sun tafi, sun ci gaba. Amma alhamdulillah tun daga farkon zuwan su na ji daɗin abun har alhamdulillah yanzu sai dai in ƙara godiya. Gaskiya yanzu sun taimaka rayuwata sosai yadda bana tsammani zan samu.
Kwarai sosai ina cikin waɗanda suka ci gajiya wanga abin sannan kuma mun ji daɗin wanga abin sosai. Saboda a can da gaskiya yana cikin wani kalubale na wahala abubuwa na rayuwa daban-daban. So da dama ma da sai na ɗan yi bara haka sannan samu ɗan abin da na ce amma dalilin wanga abin gaskiya ina sana'a na wanki da guga. Mun ji daɗi sosai. Shi yasa suke mina wannan tallafin sosai kuma mun ji daɗin wanga abin don Allah don Annabi muna roƙo ga gwamnati don Allah ta ci gaba da yi mana haka.
Alhamdulillah gwamnati gwamnatin asirniya ne a wuce kan gena ko da ne na kan mun ja kan zan da yi gana gana ka sun da yake. Alhamdulillah dan da ya san maka na da ba mu da alhamdulillah ne rabo da ne asirniya.
It is to the credit of Yesso that some of their tools, such as the social register, the Unified Register for IDPs, and the Monitoring and Evaluation Manual can be effectively used for any social safety net intervention. Only recently, this register was helpful in deploying targeted aid within the COVID-19 pandemic.
This process of our social register, the way we did, the CBT process, the selection process, the composition, the compilation, and the entire process is what actually motivates the federal government to now use our platform. The cash transfer that is taking place all over Nigeria today is a product of this particular system.
Despite the rigors of ensuring a true representation of the most vulnerable through community-based targeting and initial non-buy-in of state governments, the Youth Employment and Social Support Operations Program has remarkable achievements and even surpassed its targets. The end-time target for states using the single and unified registry for selecting eligible beneficiaries for various interventions was 15. The scheme is closing out with 17 states, representing a 113.33% achievement rate. 100,000 youths were to receive cash payment in return for working in the Public Works program in each participating state. To date, the scheme has engaged 241,227. This is a 241.23% achievement.
Alhamdulillah maganan biya yanzu haka ma akwai wanda in sun tashi daga nan ma yau da su je su karbi albashin su ma na wannan watan Allah yadda hakkin mu insha Allah ba matsala ya tabbata an fara biyan mu kuma komai yanzu kowa da ka ganshi anan yana cikin walwala da farin ciki da abun nan gaskiya don biya ba matsala insha Allah.
To alhamdulillah.
Muna godiya mu wa'annan shugabanni namu Allah ya saka musu da alheri.
Before I didn't have anything to do, but Yesso come, give me little money, I gather it, open restaurant to sell food.
Ku kun canja mana rayuwar mu. Allah ya albarka. Yanzu abun wanda kuke bamu. Mun saya ma yaran mu mun sa su makaranta. Mun saya musu kaya mun sa musu takaddu. Suna tafiya makaranta. Mu ma mun ci mun koshi. Muna sa tufa a jikin mu.
Alhamdulillah mun dan karuwa da shi kuma gashi nan muna jujjuya shi yanzu haka. Mun jujjuya to alhamdulillah yanzu haka. Bangaren da mun yi kuma abubuwan yanzu suna tafiya amma a hankali.
Gaskiya wannan tallafi ya shafi rayuwana da gani har ƴaƴana din saboda ƴaƴana yanzu suna makaranta kuma suna islamiyya gaskiya na ji daɗi sosai.
The program was to reach 50,000 vulnerable households through targeted grant transfers in the Northeast. The program has recorded 277.83% achievement rate, reaching 138,914. Special grant transfer of poor and vulnerable in some selected states include beneficiaries of 65 years and above and disabled beneficiaries of 18 to 64 years. This component was to reach 109,600. Yesso was able to reach 99,023 beneficiaries. This represents a 90.30% achievement.
The Yesso program pioneered the establishment of the social register in the country to such a manner that the federal government did appreciate and also put in place a different office that would replicate what we're doing in other states that are not, don't have the Yesso support. We have also seen when another World Bank program was being conceived and designed, the pre-appraisal team from Washington visited some of our states, and they were marveled at the quality and credibility of our register, because the register formed the basis upon which the program they were coming to design was being implemented.
As with all organizations over the world, Yesso was negatively impacted by the recent health crisis. As a testament to how well the program was doing before this, discussions have been ongoing as to a continuation of the program.
We have completed the first phase of 7 years. It is my prayer that the extension that is coming up, Crossfire will benefit from it. We don't allow any interference from the political leaders, so that we can achieve the goal, the targeted persons, and who are the poor and vulnerable.
Since we have seen that this is a success story, it is not something we want to just abandon or jettison. We're in consultations, and we hope that this program can be extended, or another similar program can be put in place, so that Yesso will continue the work, or the team will continue doing the good work that they're used to doing.
There is no doubt that the Youth Employment and Social Support Operations has done remarkably well. All participants and beneficiaries are satisfied at the feats accomplished so far. It is a credit to the Federal Operations Coordinating Unit that partnerships and strong synergy was formed.
I would like to extend my appreciation, deep appreciation, to all our stakeholders, the federal government, for even initiating such a laudable program that is aimed at touching the lives of the disadvantaged groups, the state governors, the private sector organizations, third-party monitors, the payment service providers, the mobile money agents that we're using. My colleagues, I want to appreciate them. It was an experience worthwhile.
I want to use this opportunity to say our profound appreciation to the partners, World Bank, as well as the Yesso team that have worked very hard to see that this program is a success, to see that they're able to impact positively on the lives of the most vulnerable in our society. Also to say a big thank you to the ministry team for providing that supervision and coordination role on all these laudable programs of the federal government.
The Youth Employment and Social Support Operation, Yesso, has positively impacted over 500,000 beneficiaries. This positive impact has a ripple effect on families, communities and local governments. Improvement in purchasing power, positive change in attitudes, and acquirement of work and life skills are just a few of the benefits that combine to reduce poverty statistics in the nation.